This is
The top 15 things
to know before going to Morocco. Let's get started. All right, everyone, welcome back to Jack Travels. I'm here with my best friend, Daniel.
Hi everyone.
All right, so we've been traveling for 3 weeks all throughout Morocco. We went to
Casablanca, we went to Fez, to
Meknes. Chefchaouen, Meknes, Volubilis.
The ruins, yeah.
Yep.
To Tangier, we got Marrakesh,
yep.
and
then Essaouira. So here we are gonna be reflecting on our experience and also sharing with you guys the top 15 things you guys need to know before going to Morocco. And also we have a bonus at the end. You'll see that in a little bit. 1. Stay in a Riad. All right, guys, so Riads are kind of like a traditional Moroccan house, and it is provided here as a place of stay in Morocco. So would you recommend Riads?
Yeah, absolutely. So you get much more of a interaction with locals. You get to see the culture a lot more. A lot of them are remodeled or repurposed, really beautiful buildings where wealthier people stayed. So they've got the beautiful signature Moroccan tile work, all kinds
in
of
the
things.
center, it is an open air, usually an open air courtyard. It's also good if you're traveling and coming into the city in the morning. You can check in really fast as opposed to booking with a hotel. So a hotel, they don't really let you check in as fast and you'll have to wait. But in a Riad, you can check in as fast as you can, and then you can just pop out and go somewhere else.
Yeah, so one quick caveat with Riads is the only thing, a lot of them are in the Medinas of the old city, of each city in Morocco, which means that you'll have to take a taxi to the outside and then walk with your luggage through this kind of maze-like part of the city. So just be careful with that. If that's something you're not comfortable with, I'd consider booking somewhere else.
2. Reservations. So with reservations, if you're going to a nice restaurant, a spa, or a bar, you have to make reservations. There have been so many instances where we went to a restaurant, a bar, and also a spa, and we didn't make any reservations and they did not take walk-ins, and we just had to leave, and it was kind of a waste of time because we didn't know, and it wasn't really available online as well.
Yeah, usually it's stuff more geared towards tourists because they'll have a lot of tour groups coming through, and they can fill up those places that you're looking at really quickly. So yeah, if it's something a little bit nicer, consider just calling ahead. A lot of places will do call or email. Call is definitely easiest once you're in the country. If you have a SIM card, or you can use WhatsApp, or if you have a travel plan with your phone.
Yep. So definitely make reservations or call to check if you need reservations before you visit the spa, restaurant, or whatever place you need to go to.
Number 3. Ooh, that's not 3. Hold on. Wait, that's 5. 3. Negotiating taxis. So getting a taxi in Morocco is a bit of an undertaking. You'll have to negotiate the price. Usually they will, like the street taxis, they have petite taxis, as in small taxis. Taxis that are larger, they tend to take you further away places. The petite taxis, they'll usually throw you out a price that's way higher than what it actually should be. So you're gonna want to know how far you have to go and then negotiate the price based on that. Usually it's much lower than what they say, and you just have to haggle with them a bit.
Yeah, you compare to other countries where there's Uber and Lyft, you can check on this application for Morocco. It's called HEECH, H-E-E-C-H. It's like a hitchhike kind of thing. That application is basically like Uber. So you can look at your destination, where you are at your destination, and then click that path, and they will show you the price that it should be. And then from there, you can negotiate with the taxis. But definitely, we recommend that when you're going on a taxi, negotiate the price first. Number 4. This kind of leads into the number 3, is that there's no night prices for taxis.
Yeah, so they say this all the time. We saw it multiple times in multiple cities. You're out a little bit later at a restaurant or walking around. Say it's the sun's gone down. It could be anywhere between like 8 to 10 o'clock or later at night. And you go to a taxi and you ask for a short trip or even a slightly longer trip, and they quote you at this huge price.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, it's night price. It's night price. But as soon as you start haggling with them, that price will drop back down.
Yeah.
It might be slightly higher because it's late at night, but it should not be significantly higher.
Yeah.
And they'll really try and rip you off. So you got to be careful.
Yeah. So one instance in Casablanca, we took from our hotel to Rick's Cafe, which was 15 minutes. In the morning or during the afternoon, it was only 40 dirhams, which is $4. And then once we came out of the restaurant, we talked to the taxi guy. He said 200, which is $20. And he said, oh, night price. And then if you really observe and notice, the taxi guys, they give a signal to each other, they wink or or do something like this.
Yeah, they can tell tourists.
Yeah, they can tell you're a tourist and they're gonna rip you off. So definitely cut the price in half or cut the price even more than a half.
Yeah. Cutting the price in half doesn't always work because sometimes they'll just go even higher. So just know what the cost should be. Before
you can always check on HEECH. Number 5 goes to Daniel.
Okay, so the bathrooms in Morocco are usually not sanitary. And a lot of public bathrooms, all public bathrooms pretty much will not have toilet paper for public use. So if you've got a backpack on you, or if you just have some pocket space, keep tissues in your pockets or toilet paper in your backpack because you're going to need it if you have to go and you get caught out somewhere in public. Also, oftentimes public bathrooms will cost a couple dirham. So it could be 2 dirham to 5 dirham or something, which is just under $1, but still it's annoying to have to fish out coins and remember to bring them. So that's something to keep in mind.
There's a lot of places when you go, there's going to be this old lady waiting in front of the bathroom. Even though you're eating at the restaurant, they still kind of charge you for donation or as much as they want.
It could be more too.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're selling tissues to use in the bathroom. So keep that in mind. If you can get your own, you'll get it for cheaper. So
bring toilet paper. Number 6. So knowing the value of things and always negotiate. Daniel has been really good at negotiating, so I'm gonna let him take a little bit of this too.
Okay, yeah. So you want to buy a souvenir, you want to buy a Moroccan pouf, djellaba, anything to bring back home for yourself, even just trinkets and souvenirs. It's never the initial price. You always want to have an idea of approximately what the thing you're trying to buy is. And then you'll have to increase your price. You want to counter much lower and then incrementally increase by less than what they're doing. So say they quote you at 600 for something, you could drop down to 200 and then slowly go up by 15 dirham, every time they drop their price until you meet at the middle. Also know what your last price is. Don't get roped in. Some of these merchants are incredibly skilled at haggling. They can rope you in. They can make you feel at home, get a connection with you, and then suddenly you're spending more money than you wanted to. So just be careful of that, and know how much you're willing to spend and how much you can get out of them.
Verse 7. So this one is that anyone who talks to you, wants to make friends with you, asks you where you are, wants to guide you somewhere in the old Medina or anywhere, eventually at some point wants money. Yeah, they'll say I'll take you to this place, I'll lead you to this, I'll bring you to the tannery, I'll show you around. At the end, they're gonna say 100 dirham. 200 dirham. Or
how much
50.
for me? How much for me?
Or how much would you give me as a tip? As a commission for bringing you to my store or bringing you around.
Yeah.
It's all we've experienced that a lot.
Yeah, and if you go a lower price, then they might try and guilt trip you, and then everyone feels bad because they should deserve something for doing stuff for you if that's what their thing is. But sometimes you don't always expect that, and your expectations can get betrayed on both sides. So just be careful.
8. This is a red flag if someone just immediately comes up to you, wants to make friends with you, asks you where you're from, and says good price. And speaks more to that.
Yeah, so it's kind of a joke because it's something that's used a lot where they'll say oh, where are you from? Where are you from? And part of it is to build a connection with you, to sort of get a foot in the door so that they can then bring you to their shop or see how much they can get you to spend on them or bring you somewhere that you could spend more money. But if you hear those terms, kind of it's like a red flag because they might be trying to get something out of you.
Whenever someone says it's a good price,
it's never a good price.
It's never a good price. Or if they ask you how much would you pay, you do not want to be the first one to say how much you're gonna pay.
Yeah.
Because then you're letting the other person know, who's selling it to you, how much you're willing to pay, and they're gonna compare it to what they expected you to pay. So you do not want to be the first one. You always want to ask them how much is for this, and then you're gonna say no. Then cut it in half, or cut it a little bit more than half. Then budge a little bit and go up from there. Just know that when someone says, oh, like, okay, you can have that for like 300, just know that you got a little bit ripped off. It's not that price. Number 9. So scams or anyone who bothers tourists are heavily punished, and you can go to jail for that.
So when we were talking with a friend we made in Chef Shaoun, he let us know that the police take bothering tourists very seriously because the tourism industry is very important to Morocco. So if someone is truly bothering you and you can't get rid of them, first maybe say that you'll talk to the police, and that might get them to sort of leave you alone. And you can also actually go to the police if you really have to. It might be a bit trickier, but it is an option, and they do seem to take it quite seriously because a lot of merchants that are haggling with you a bit more intensely seem to be concerned that you might go to the police at all. So
or if
keep that in mind, you are protected to a certain extent.
Or if you're in an instance where someone, you might negotiate with a taxi saying, 50 dirhams to go to this place. You get to that place, you give them 60 dirhams, they don't give you change. They're supposed to give you 10 back. You say, I've been recording, or I've been doing this. If they're not budging, giving that 10 back, like they said they would, then you say, I'm recording immediately. We had it, Daniel and I, we had an instance. We went to Rick's Cafe. I think it was 40 dirhams. We gave him 50. He didn't give money back. He was supposed to give 10 back. So I literally just took out my GoPro and said, I'm recording. And then immediately he said, I'm so sorry. Here you go. He just gave us 10 back. And then we were on our way. So they take tourism very seriously. They protect tourists. So that's why Morocco is one of the best places to visit because of that. And if you have any problems, just say, I'm recording this, or I have photo evidence of this. And you can report that to police if anything really bad happens. And they would take that really seriously.
It depends on the city too. Some cities they're so busy that the police can't be everywhere, so you can get haggled more. But just keep that in mind that that's an option and something you can leverage if you really need to.
Number 10, do not eat cheap food from the Medina. I did that, but I had also a stomach ache and really bad the next day. But when you go into these Medinas, there's our big shops in the middle, selling food, selling snails, selling fruits, selling grilled kebabs, selling tagines, selling desserts. Some of those things have been out since the previous day. So just understand that if your belly or stomach is really strong, you can take it, go ahead and try it. But just know, for those who have a weaker stomach and gets sick or do not want to get sick easily, then be wary of those cheaper kind of restaurants and stores in the Medina.
Yeah, you can also you can see when a shop is a little bit lower quality. And those are the ones you want to avoid, where the food just looks older or not fresh. Just be wary of that. Number 11. So Morocco has a pretty good public transport system. So they've got the CTM bus system. They have a pretty quick train system and sleeper trains if you're going longer distance. So CTM bus, we kind of had a hard time getting bookings for it, but you could do it in person. We did it. We ended up having to do it through a third party, because it was a bit of a pain to get it in the U.S. But if you make a lot of time in your schedule, you should be able to go to the stations and buy tickets. If you can, try and do it before though, because sometimes buses can't fill up. The train's not too bad. That you can get online fairly easily, and it's very quick and efficient. The sleeper trains, they're 4-man compartments, so there are 4 beds. It's pretty bare bones, but it gets the job done.
So Morocco is a larger country, and if you're going from one city to another, it might take up to 6 or 7 hours. For example, going from Essaouira to Casablanca, that was 7 hours bus ride. But the bus and transportation is fantastic. It's very accessible, very safe, very clean at times. And they're somewhat on schedule. They might be like 5 or 10 minutes late, but yeah, they're very much on schedule. They have bullet trains going from different cities, so you can travel very fast from like Casablanca to Rabat, Casablanca to Fez or Chefchaouen, etc. Yeah, just make sure that you guys have those options and feel free to check out more than one city on your trip. Don't be scared to, have more experiences. And yeah, guys, there's a lot of different things. And I will be putting the link to the train and also the link to the bus in this video, so check that out. Number 12, so that is the check bags for the bus and also hotel tax. So the check bag, you have to pay a couple dirhams depending on where you're going and where you are. It can cost up to like 20 dirhams, but not more than 40, I would say.
Yeah.
And for check bags, if you have like 1 luggage or 2 luggage, you have to put like a tag on it. You pay them like 8 dirhams, you put the tag on it, and then you can check your bag.
Yeah, CTM bus is pretty cheap.
Yeah. Then they'll give you like a printed like ticket or certificate that you did pay already.
Yeah.
You can show that to the bus driver. They'll take your bag and you're all set. For hotels, even though you booked and paid already, most hotels do charge hotel tax, and that can be like 15 up to like 50 dirhams.
Yeah,
so,
it's a percentage, so
Yeah,
it's
so
just something that doesn't get captured when you're like purchasing your room abroad, I think.
Yep. So just wanted to make you guys aware and of that situation.
It's like a hidden cost.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden cost.
Yep.
Number 13. Morocco is the land of cats.
Look at this little guy. He's adorable. It can't be more than like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he was cute.
He was adorable. He was a little shit ball on the ground.
Yeah.
There were baby cats everywhere.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, in the United States and a lot of different countries, dogs are like the main pets that we have at home. But in Morocco, it's not dogs, it's cats. So we saw a lot of cats.
It's we looked it up. It's a cultural thing. So like cats are considered like an ideal pet in Morocco. I think it's partially due to the fact that it's part of Africa, and they are an Islamic country. So yeah, there's cats everywhere. They got into the airport. They're in restaurants. You can't keep them out. They are everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. They do. They really kind of don't budge you or bother you.
Yeah.
Unless they want food, they'll just come and like maybe put their paws on the table and say meow, or like come and weave around your legs, something like that. So that is something that we want to bring up to you, because if you have an allergy to cats, make sure like you look into this and make sure that you're aware that there are a lot of cats in the area in Morocco.
Yeah, bring some allergy medicine.
Yeah.
Number 14. Yeah, so because Morocco is an Islamic country, you just want to try and respect the culture, and that means mostly just wearing long pants and long sleeve shirts whenever you can. For tourists, a short sleeve shirt and occasionally shorts they're tolerated. Islam in Morocco is pretty lax, so no one's going to give you a hard time except maybe really conservative older people. But generally, it's probably best to just have long pants, long sleeve shirt, and then just dress conservatively if you're a woman. That's unfortunate that has to be the case, but that's just how it is. If you want to like sort of be respected, that's sort of what you have to do.
Throughout the trip, like packing for Morocco, I think I bought like 1 pair of shorts, and then the rest were like cargo pants and jeans. Long sleeve. Sometimes the weather does change, so we went there during the winter season from like October through like March, which we went during March. So the weather can be drastically different. From like Tangier, we went from like 49, 50 degrees all the way to like 100 something in Marrakesh. So just we want you guys to be aware that you guys should dress appropriately for the weather and also for the country that you're visiting. Number 15. So this one is going to be more about how they treat different genders in Morocco. So I had an instance where I bought the wrong ticket for the sleeper train, and it was a chair, not a bed. So I went back to the counter to exchange the ticket, and for two of us. So the guy asked me, so is the other person a girl? And I said no. So, but it was fine. So it was 2 guys, friends, it's fine. But if it's like a guy friend and a girlfriend and they're not married, they have to sleep different in separate like compartments. So that's very common here in Morocco. Just be aware that if you're traveling with a friend who's a girl and you guys are not, it's just a friend, not like in a like a relationship or married in any type of way, then you guys would have to pretty much
Separate, yeah.
Yeah, separate. Anything else said?
No, it's just a bit more conservative, so you have to consider that when thinking of things like where you can sleep and whatnot. Yeah. Okay, lastly, for the bonus.
Have fun! Let's go! You guys have to have fun. Morocco is a beautiful country. It is not too expensive, not too cheap. It's very accessible to go to different cities, and different cities have its own charm. Fez, the oldest medieval city, most well-preserved. You can go all the way in the Medina, visiting the oldest madrasa or the school there. You can also go to Chefchaouen, the Blue Gem, Tangier, a mix of European and African and Arab, all into this melting pot. You can then go to Marrakesh, to get a taste of the busy and chaotic atmosphere there near the desert. You can go to 8 Bin Hadou, which is the desert, also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, or you can go camping in Merzouga, where we didn't have a chance to, but Morocco is such a diverse country, not in just landscape, but in atmosphere and environment.
Culture.
So culture, tradition, just making sure that you guys have fun, enjoy the moment, and travel around. Don't just go to one city. Make sure you get out your comfort zone. Be like Jack Travels and go throughout all the cities. Anything else?
No, stay safe in your travels, everyone.
Yep.
Have fun.
Have fun. Let's go. All right, guys. So if you like this video, please click like. If you really like this video, please click subscribe. And if you want to comment on anything else that we've missed, and things that the audience or you guys need to know before going to Morocco, you guys can comment below. But if not, then I will see you guys on the next video.